Ahead of Robert Plant's a tough pill to swallow for me. That's... What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Taste Like Music. Jason, Joe, and Crams are here. It is our favorite singers of all time series. We've each made our own top 25 singers list, and every week we reveal one more singer from our lists. We've done the first three, and now we are at number 22, and it's Joe's turn to kick it off. Who you got at number 22?
No, please, no one from ABBA. No.
Had to stretch. Yes. Squeaking onto my list, and it's tough to put her this high, but my number 22 has a voice as rich and luminous as the costumes they wore on stage. It's Agnetha Lyngstad from ABBA. It's brutal picking between her and Agnetha, who did not make my list. I have to just say that now. I only had room for one. It's hard to separate them because they work so well in tandem, but Agnetha was the vocal centerpiece, the powerful middle of the greatest European pop band of our age. You know, she was the anchor. Her voice is so warm, inviting. It has a maturity to it. Even when she was doing the harmonies with Agnetha, you know, her voice just always cuts through everything. Agnetha really got, you know, she had her solo performances, but her vocals sort of danced around Agnetha's. And, you know, their harmonies, some of the most gorgeous in music. Take a song like Angel Eyes, on the chorus especially, where the harmonies just melt together. I mean, they're almost imperceptible.
Look into his angel eyes, one look and you're hypnotized.
But you can still hear Agnetha's lead. Like, you can still almost make it out, even though the vocals are, you know, panned left and right and they're melded together. It just comes through. It's just such clarity, such power. It's basically impossible not to hear her voice ringing out no matter what the song is. You know, she's the confident star of Dancing Queen, but at that tinge, melancholy, the little hesitance that she conveys so well in her leads, even when, you know, you have a song like Gimme, 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 where the lyrics not quite progressive from Anderson and Alveus, but she just gives it this confidence and power and femininity in her vocals that I think works.
It's not a soul out there, no one to hear my praise.
Even when the character she's singing as isn't, you know, up to the standards of today's, you know, female leads as far as lyrics go, I think there's a power in her vocals that always reminds the listener that she's still in charge, she's still confident, strong, despite everything else. And you listen to her solo lead on The Winner Takes It All, I think the best thing she ever did, one of the strongest lead vocals ever.
The game is on again, a lover or a friend, a big thing or a small.
Just the amount of emotions on display, that soft searching intro. She kind of assesses the situation, the heartbreak of the broken relationship. And then as her voice rises into the chorus, she opens up her vibrato, and, you know, you just feel the power, the belief in herself. She dials it back down for the bridge. There's a little quiver in her voice. You know, is she the loser? Is she the one, you know, out of the picture? And it's no, she brings it back in. The chorus kicks back in. She just brings in this incredible strength and length on those vibrato. She just holds those notes. Just, you know, the way she's able to manipulate emotions through her voice and the way she sings, I think is just amazing. And the way, you know, there's some busy arrangements on ABBA songs. There's disco bass lines, and there's lots of piano and synths and all this other stuff, the backing vocals. But just the way she's able to cut through everything, I think is pretty incredible. I feel bad leaving her this low on my list because I think she's just one of the best vocalists ever, but I can't discount the songwriting and Agnetha's contributions as well. So I'll put her at 22, but I love her. Anna Friedlingstad, my number 22 favorite vocalist of all time.
All right, my number 22, another one that I suspect you guys will be talking about in future episodes. I've got Peter Gabriel. For some of these singers on my list, it's really about their delivery and how they make me believe what they're saying. And it's not that Peter Gabriel doesn't do that, but I think to a higher degree than a lot of other favorite singers of mine, he has just like this amazing God-given voice. The tone of his natural voice is so incredible. He's got such a great richness to his voice, all these amazing overtones happening all the time, and all this like extra harmonic content in the timbre of his voice that I don't think you get with a lot of other singers. There's always like a little hair on his voice all the time without him really having to dig in and put it there. Like other singers might, close up their throat a little, add some distortion to what they're doing. He can open up wide and still have that little bit of grit there on top, that little high-end sizzle on the top of his voice. I think you can hear that pretty well when he says, "I'm shooting into the light" on the Family Snapshot from the Melt record.
I'm shooting into the light.
He can really belt too. He's got a super powerful voice. The chorus of Red Rain, just like, my God, he's moving a lot of air, just really pushing. And great stuff. And a lot of what I like about Peter Gabriel is from like his arty tendencies, but his voice, I think, almost serves as a counter to the weirder music that he's making. I think he has a relatability to his voice that kind of makes all of whatever experimentation he's doing more palatable. The way he uses it to make these kind of bigger ideas accessible to people is really great. And I think, of course, this quality served him really well in both Genesis and his solo career. He had a knack for making like these crazy time signatures and whatever weird musicality was going on with some of the early Genesis stuff almost feel like pop songs. The way he was able to just make that stuff so accessible to so many people, which, may have more to do with his melody writing than his actual singing. But I still think that's a big part of what makes him great. I think a great example of that is the Battle of Epping Forest from Selling England.
But today is the day when they sort it out, 'cause they disagree on a gangland boundary.
And yeah, just such a cool voice. I mean, you can take the songwriting and everything away, and without, it's really hard making these lists to separate the singers from the material. But I think you can do it pretty easily with Peter Gabriel. Just the sound of his voice alone, I think, is enough to put him on the list. He's just got such a unique sound, and love it.
Major snub in the Rolling Stone top 200 list. No Peter Gabriel.
Yeah, I anticipate him being a trifecta on this series for us. We're all pretty big fans. Speaking of Peter Gabriel, my next artist is the lead singer of a band that often emulates his 80s solo work. I don't anticipate either of you having this guy on our list. Going a little more contemporary, probably the newest artist we've talked about yet. One of my favorite acts of the last 10 years. I'm going with Matt Healy, the lead singer of the 1975. Love this mofo. I love the adoring and devoted, effeminate way he sings, and the way he's able to kind of slyly, and a lot of this is aided from the material, but I think he performs it well. The way he's able to switch from cynicism to sincerity pretty effortlessly is really cool. And I just really love the quality of his voice. There's like this richy kind of like wealthy prissiness to it. Like he's kind of a male Karen in that sort of sense. He's got a really good falsetto. And there's something really fashionable and kind of knowingly plastic and attention seeking with the way he kind of postures. He sings like he's like this 13-year-old girl at a recital trying to be like coy and alluring. It works so well for their music. And it also just kind of falls into the realm of that 80s sound that I like remnants of like In Excess and just kind of like posh 80s pop music. He's got a really cool, soft jazziness to it. Like in the song Caroline, when it gets really soft, I think he pulls that sort of stuff off really well.
Suicide, it's honestly not for me. I'm getting on my nerves by getting on my knees.
He isn't necessarily flashy, which I like. He lets a lot of the music kind of do all the pomp for him. But he can also have this kind of pristine passion and really nice moments of pain, like at the beginning of the song Somebody Else.
So I heard you found somebody else.
I just think he's one of the best pop singers out there right now. I think he's incredibly commanding. In the early days of the 1975, he had a little bit less swag and was a little bit more kind of like dance rock. And that kind of made him more direct and forthcoming. Sounds really good, like in the song You. Some great moments there.
And I say, do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance? Do you wanna dance? The heart, the body, the whole. And I say, do you wanna dance?
And just his cocky bravado, I think, is just absolutely perfect. Everything he sings is just like him kind of walking away, looking over his shoulder, like, fuck you, I'm the best kind of deal. It's perfectly douchey. And it's hard to kind of pinpoint how he expresses it, but it's like so snotty and know-it-all sometimes, but it always sounds really good. There's just so much character behind it. He sings like he's always that character in an 80s movie that's just such a cool tool that everyone hates him behind his back but can't resist, like how just, addictive you can be around him because he's just so cool. And he's like that guy like Styles and Teen Wolf, who's just like this douche that sets up all the cool parties and organizes everything. And I kind of also like the way that he can kind of dive his voice lower, like in the song If You're Too Shy, Let Me Know. In the verses, like he gets really low, and he's just got this like machismo coolness to it while also being like the new modern man and like kind of affectionate and kind of girly. The way he says "oh yeah" before going into the sax solo in that song is just so cool. He's so perfectly full of himself, but never takes away from the band. It's so cool. Like he's the lead singer of the coolest band on earth, and he does it so well. He just sings like he knows he's the coolest guy there. And he's just got a really cool natural range to him. Like it's almost a little bit nasally, but no way like caved in by it. Like he can really pop it out and be bright and pretty and poppy. And I just think he's got a ton of swag, and I really dig it. And he just hits all my marks for pop music. I love it.
Somebody's got a man crush.
I do. It's a reason why I cut the frame off right here, boys.
Ahead of Robert Plant's a tough pill to swallow for me. That's a tough one. All right, let us know what you think of our picks. Let us know some of your favorite singers down in the comments below. Go back, check the previous episodes if you've missed those, and check back next week for number 21. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Check the video description for all the links to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, website, merch, and Patreon. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one.